Hi there. Welcome to our in-depth discussion on intermittent fasting. In this video, we'll break down this dietary trend that has captured the world's attention. From its origins to its surprising health benefits, as well as some potential pitfalls, we'll dive deep to uncover the truth. We've gathered compelling scientific research, real-world examples, and expert opinions. So, grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's start our journey to discover if intermittent fasting is a health savior or a dangerous fad. Ready? Let's go. Let's take a trip back in time. Intermittent fasting isn't some trendy, modern invention, it's a practice that's been around for centuries. In ancient times, humans didn't have constant access to food like we do now, so they often went through periods of fasting and feasting based on availability. Religious practices, like Ramadan in Islam or Lent in Christianity, also include forms of fasting. The modern idea of intermittent fasting, where you strategically cycle between periods of eating and fasting, has its roots in these historical and cultural practices. Recent scientific studies, like the one conducted by the National Institute on Aging, have rejuvenated interest in fasting and its potential health benefits. Stay tuned as we delve into what intermittent fasting looks like today. In the world of nutrition, intermittent fasting isn't about the foods you eat, it's all about when you eat. The central idea revolves around our body's two metabolic states, fed, insulin high, and fasted, insulin low. When you eat, your body spends a few hours processing the food, burning what it can from what you just consumed. It's during the fasted state, when your body isn't processing a meal, that you can burn fat. This pattern of cycling between feeding and fasting is the crux of intermittent fasting. And recent scientific studies, like the one published by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, have shown that these periods of voluntary abstinence from food can potentially lead to various health benefits. Different strokes for different folks, right? The beauty of intermittent fasting is that it isn't a one-size-fits-all plan. For example, there's the 16-8 method, also known as Lean Gains Protocol, popular among fitness enthusiasts for muscle building and fat loss. Then, there's the 5-2 diet or fast diet, where you eat normally for 5 days and limit your calorie intake for 2 days. Another popular method is the Eat-Stop-Eat, which involves a complete 24-hour fast, once or twice a week. It's all about what fits your routine, lifestyle, and health goals. But do these different methods impact your health differently? We'll unpack that in the upcoming scenes. Now, let's dig into why intermittent fasting has been creating such a buzz in the health and wellness space. What's all the fuss about? Well, research, including a study published in Cell Metabolism, indicates that this way of eating can lead to some pretty impressive health benefits. These can include weight loss, improved mental clarity, lowered blood pressure, and even increased cellular repair processes. Moreover, intermittent fasting has been linked to better insulin sensitivity, which is great news for your body's metabolic health. It can also induce a cellular cleanup process called autophagy, where your cells repair and regenerate themselves. Imagine that, simply changing when you eat could unlock such potential health benefits. But is it all rosy? Let's continue our journey. Intermittent fasting isn't magic, it's science. But how does it work? The science behind it is tied to how our bodies function. When you fast, changes occur on a cellular and molecular level. Insulin levels drop, facilitating fat burning. Cellular repair processes increase, removing waste material from cells, as per a study published in the journal Autophagy. Fasting also influences changes in genes related to longevity and immunity. It even triggers a metabolic pathway called ketosis, promoting fat burn and energy boost, as indicated by research in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition. This is why fasting can potentially lead to such impressive health outcomes. However, like anything, there can be downsides. Let's delve into those. Having looked at the potential health benefits, you might be thinking that intermittent fasting sounds like a miracle solution. However, it's important to address the other side of the story. Some critics label it as a dangerous fad, warning of potential risks and drawbacks. Claims range from it being unsustainable and potentially leading to unhealthy eating patterns, to causing nutrient deficiencies, hormonal disruptions, and even muscle loss. Not to mention, fasting isn't suitable for everyone, particularly for certain vulnerable groups. As with any diet, it's crucial to look at it holistically. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition warns of potential negative impacts. So, let's take off the rose-tinted glasses and delve into the potential downsides in the next scene. While intermittent fasting can offer several health benefits, it's important to understand the potential risks as well. Let's unpack the science behind these downsides. When you're in a fasting state, your body isn't receiving energy from food, so it has to use its stored glucose and fat for energy, as reported in a study published in Nutrients. However, during prolonged fasting periods, your body may start breaking down protein, which can lead to muscle loss. Moreover, fasting can trigger a stress response in the body, releasing a hormone called cortisol. While short-term stress can have positive effects, chronic stress might lead to issues like insomnia, depression, or anxiety. Remember, the key is to strike a balance for your personal health and well-being. So, if you decide to give intermittent fasting a go, what's the safest way to do it? Here are some pointers. First and foremost, it's crucial to listen to your body. Hunger, fatigue, or dizziness are signs you may need to reevaluate. Secondly, ensure that you're getting all necessary nutrients during your eating periods. Simply fasting without proper nutrition can be counterproductive. Hydrate regularly. Non-caloric beverages like water, black coffee, and tea can be consumed during fasting periods. And, most importantly, consult with a healthcare provider before you start, especially if you have a medical condition. Intermittent fasting is not for everyone, and it's essential to approach it responsibly. So, who should avoid intermittent fasting? Let's delve into that next. While intermittent fasting has potential benefits, it's not suitable for everyone. Individuals with a history of eating disorders should avoid it, as it could potentially trigger unhealthy behaviors. Pregnant women or those trying to conceive, breastfeeding moms, and those with certain health conditions such as diabetes should also steer clear, as stated by the American Dietetic Association. Growing adolescents, who require adequate nutrition for development, should not try fasting diets. It's also crucial to note that if you're under stress or not getting enough sleep, fasting may be an additional stressor. Remember, personal health and well-being should always take precedence. Any dietary change should be discussed with a healthcare professional. With this in mind, let's conclude our deep dive into intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, like any diet, has its pros and cons. On the one hand, research like that published in the New England Journal of Medicine highlights benefits such as weight loss, improved metabolic health, and potential longevity. On the other hand, potential risks and downsides like nutrient deficiencies, disrupted eating patterns, and increased stress levels cannot be ignored. It's important to remember that a diet is not a one-size-fits-all solution. What might work wonders for one person might not be suitable for another. Moreover, any dietary regimen, including intermittent fasting, should always be complemented by a balanced diet and regular exercise. This ensures overall health and well-being. Wow, what a journey we've been on, unraveling the truth behind intermittent fasting. We've seen its historical roots, various methods, potential benefits, and potential downsides. Our goal wasn't to convince you one way or the other, but to arm you with knowledge. Health is deeply personal and individual. So, if you're considering trying out intermittent fasting, we encourage you to do so responsibly. Consult with a healthcare provider, listen to your body, and remember, nourishing your body with healthy foods is just as important as when you eat. What are your thoughts on intermittent fasting? Do you have personal experiences to share? Let's continue the conversation in the comments section below. Thanks for joining us on this journey, and remember to stay curious and informed about your health.